Thanks a lot for coming in. Good morning. Happy to be here.
Something about this community appeals to you?
This is a wonderful place to live.
For Kelowna Now, this is Camp Mulgat. And we're joined by Shamira Rosal and Bonnie Fraser from Pathways. Thanks for coming in, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
So, we're doing this interview in part because one of my colleagues saw you, Shamira, speaking at a fundraising event and was just really impressed with you as a representative for Pathways. Do you like doing that?
Yes, absolutely. I love doing it.
And I think what really impressed was when you just started sharing from your own perspective what it's like growing up, going to school, and now entering the workforce as a person whose abilities are different.
Yes.
So how would you nutshell, for instance, your high school experience coping with, being different?
Well, I would probably have to say that it was a little bit more like I had a lot more challenges back then than I do now. Like, it's a lot more about like having that like it was a real barrier for me to like get a lot more done because I was so like because they did say like, oh, like I'm so like low functioning or whatever. Like they thought that I was so high functioning that like I didn't need support at some point. So they were like, oh, you can do this by yourself. And it was like, yeah, you are not listening to me, basically.
So at some point people would think, oh, you're so high functioning that you don't need support, but you actually did need a little bit of help for some things. What did you find tough?
What did I find tough?
I heard math wasn't your favorite course.
No, it was not. Still to this day, I hate math.
But you like working.
Yes.
And you're currently at a Dairy Queen?
Yes.
And do you feel that you can go to work and make a good contribution?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I take it, Bonnie, that is what Pathways likes to do, is to take people like Shamira and help them match up with an employer who could benefit from them.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all about taking individuals who are diverse in nature and introducing them to community employment, whether it be a customized position like Shamira's in with the Dairy Queen in Lake Country, or possibly like a social venture supported employment piece where we have contracts in community and then we fulfill those contracts by hiring individuals. And they are working for real jobs for real pay, but they have more support. Shamira is independent in her employment. But yes, absolutely. That's our big focus on the employment piece. Pathways has a number of other areas where we support individuals in community, and we have housing, and we have activity services and community connections. But typically what Shamira and I are involved in is promoting the employment piece because she's been extremely successful in employment.
Right. So why should an employer consider going the Pathways route to fill in for some of their...
Well, first of all, it's a win-win situation for the employer and the employee. So when we look at the hiring crises that we have across British Columbia right now, people can't hire people. They just can't find people to find positions. So if they address it on a different level, like creating customized positions, dissecting the jobs that aren't happening and not getting done in their businesses, we can walk in and do an informational interview and an informational tour and create job descriptions that fulfill the need of the employer as well as create viable, sustainable employment for individuals with diverse abilities. I can honestly say that the majority of the people that we are helping get into community employment, they're not shopping down the street for another job. They're excited about being included and being a part of a team and employment. And, it's a sustainable position and employers are really happy.
Yeah, I know as a customer at Safeway, I've gone to the checkout and I've been helped with someone with diverse abilities. Yes. I like it. It has a real good feel to it.
Yeah, and as it should. I mean, we are all part of community. We all have diverse things in our lives. So why would individuals with, maybe a little bit more diverse situations in their lifestyle or their life period not be included in community and employment?
So why is it that some companies wouldn't choose? What holds them back?
I think probably fear factor. I think it's lack of education. I think that, whenever I've had an opportunity to do employer engagement and give them examples, hardcore examples like
Yes.
Shamira's success story or many others that I've supported over the years, people just, it's a fear factor. Oh, well, how would we handle this? Or what if this happens? Or what if that happens? Or, I don't deal with that. But once we've educated that employer to let them know that Pathways employs very qualified individuals who can come in and support people in job coaching. We go in and we create the job description. We don't just dump the person and say, well, good luck with that, hope it works out.
Right.
We don't do that. We're there to support through the coaching and through the training. And then we build natural supports in the workplace. And, we come in and we check up. Like, for example, yesterday we were doing some follow-ups with employers, and we just happened to call Dairy Queen, who told us again that Shamira is an amazing employee. And they're cool with everything that she's doing. They don't want us to come back in and support her at this point because she's an amazing employee. So that's the thing. It's like, once people understand that we're not just gonna, get somebody a job and leave, we're there to support and make sure that we set them up for a win-win as well.
Right. And you were saying prior to our interview, and please jump in, Shamira. If we're
Of
getting
course.
anything wrong,
Of course.
Yeah.
you straighten this out.
Yeah.
But sometimes when the employment is a subsidized kind of arrangement, that your experience is when you've seen that it gets to the end of the subsidy and then it's like, okay, we did our thing and it's over.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there are people out there that will actually come to me and say, well, we'd like to hire an individual through Pathways, but we won't hire them unless they come with a a wage subsidy or something. And honestly, we stray from that because we need the buy-in from that employer and from their team, that they understand that the individual that they're hiring is going to be a sustainable position for someone who's going to be there long term. And that when that's that subsidy is gone, that it doesn't matter, that they should be hiring the individual because they understand, they get it, that inclusion in their hiring practices is the number one thing. So we don't want people hiring an individual and then 3 months later when their subsidy's done, they say, oh, well, your job's done. That doesn't work for us because
Right.
Everyone wants long-term employment and everyone deserves it.
And how does it feel, Shamira, to be included in a workforce?
It feels amazing. It feels like I can do anything. Being involved in the workforce because because of my previous experience, I had never been involved in the workforce and actually feel like I can do something and be something and work with people who are like-minded and stuff
Right.
like that. So
And do you think you bring real value?
yes, I absolutely do.
Okay, now what about the people you work with? Anytime when someone joins or goes to a new job, there's
Yes.
names to learn and it takes a while to get to know people.
Absolutely.
But how did people there react to you? Could you see any...
They actually reacted really well.
Yeah?
Like
from,
they all
from the start?
Yeah, they all treated me like a normal person. They all respected me and.
Wow. We should all be so lucky. It is, maybe having a difference when you arrive at a place of work it's almost like a conversation opener,
Yes.
right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Are your coworkers like your friends now, would
Yes,
you say?
absolutely. They are totally like my friends.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what do you hope that, if people aren't familiar with Pathways, Shamira, what do you hope that they get out of this conversation? What do people need to know?
They need to know that no matter what, whether you're diverse in nature or whether you're not, it doesn't matter what type of job and what type of supports that you need. You're always going to be supported, whether it's through Pathways or through whatever. It's going to be a good experience. It's going to be an amazing experience, whether it's through jobs or through some of the other programs that we have that they do.
Right. I see you are wearing a medal around your neck.
Yes, I am.
So I just thought I'd bring up, you look like you've got some kind of a silver medal you got right there.
Yes, Yes.
That's swimming, right?
Yes. I just went to nationals for swimming in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. I got a silver medal in my 50 freestyle, and I also got 3 personal bests in my 100 back, 100 free, and 50 back row. So.
Well, it's like we'd give you a gold medal for public speaking if we had medals to give you. We don't.
Star.
Any sort of last word? If someone is an employer and is kind of hedging on this, what's your...
Well, I always encourage everyone in community to explore it. Don't run away from it, explore it, because it is the way of the world. And, you know, Pathways has been in our community for 53 years. And so it's just, my apologies, it's since 1953. We're now 65 years in the market. And we service individuals from all the way from Peachland to Oyama. So we have a very broad spectrum, and we're a not-for-profit, so we're always excited about companies who want to get on board to support our society, you know, in a financial way as well. And I think what we do find is often once they've experienced the supports and the exciting opportunities that we present to the employers, they are like, wow, this is great. So I just encourage people to just, you know, call us and ask questions. We're always excited about coming out and explaining to people what it is that we're all about. So.
Well, that's terrific. Bonnie Fraser and Shamira Rosal, thank you for coming in.
Thank you
for watching
for the
Kelowna
opportunity.
Now. And can you say goodbye?
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.